Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you everyone for coming to ISKCON of Silicon Valley. We're nestled away here in Mountain View, and we know if you can find this place, you have a high IQ. It's not so easy to find. What's to speak of the circuitous route you may have had to take to get here. But it's all worth it, because we're all on a journey in this lifetime. We're passing through very quickly, and identifying where we are and where we're going is very important, as in any movement we make in life. So we take this as a positioning exercise, coming to the temple to remind ourselves who we are and what the purpose of life is. Our founder Acharya comes from the word achar, which means to set an example. So founder is obvious, someone who starts an organization. Well, that's our teacher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who's also one who teaches by example. His behavior, his speech was impeccable. What's more, he gave us a curriculum to follow throughout our lives, which is also important, because after the founder establishes an organization and sets an example, there's always a sense of loss after he or she leaves the world. And therefore, acharyas generally will write things down and set a course for those who will come immediately after and for many years to come afterwards. They can be guided by the memory of the founders and the acharyas' activities, and can also take advantage of the setting a course for one's life. There are various kinds of action mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. There's karma, vikarma, akarma. These all have to do with the way we move in the world. And if we're properly directed and understand how to work in the world without becoming entangled in it, to be graceful in the world, to work with dignity, we're aligned with akarma, which means although it appears we're working like others, we may be in the same office or right next to one another in similar cubicles, but our intention might be different, and that could be called akarma, when one's intention is in service. And there are some basic principles of bhakti yoga that are easily understood and employed in one's life, by which we can feel immediate results. So a few points I have. The first one is, you don't have to become someone else to take up bhakti yoga. You can be yourself. Of course, it's also important to understand who we really are. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna mentions that although we have a temporary designation as an American or an Indian or a Spaniard or an Eskimo or someone from Malaysia, there are thousands of languages in the world. People learn them from the beginning of their lives, and then they identify with particular culture, and they also identify with and are identified by their external covering. Well, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, these are external considerations. And he reminds Arjuna, the hero of the Bhagavad Gita, in the very beginning of his teachings, that Arjuna, you're not your physical body, nor are you your mental body. And in that, he gives a very basic part of the transcendental philosophy of Krishna consciousness. Of course, it's a basic principle of any philosophy that is metaphysical, because the material body, both gross and subtle, are physical elements, made of physical elements. And as Krishna describes in the Bhagavad Gita, the physical elements, he gives 8: earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. But he says beyond that, there's another energy which is categorically different, and that is consciousness. Other people say the soul. When we say soul, in Sanskrit, it may be called Atma. And that means an individual. Individual means that which unit which cannot be divided anymore. It's indivisible. And there's a personal identity involved. Consciously, we can become aware of the fact that we exist. Now, we're within the body, and Krishna describes in the Bhagavad Gita that the body is a yantra, or a machine. So if anybody drove here today and had the experience of the exhilaration of being identified with your car, if you have a nice car and somebody looks at it and you goes, oh, and you might think, oh, I may fill in the blank. I won't name any brands because I don't want to start any debate here about which car is better than another. But there's a way in which if somebody bumps my car with a shopping cart, I might comment, you hit me. But you didn't really get hit by, you weren't hit, but your car was hit, you identified. And so in a similar way, we identify as our bodies, but we're actually the passenger within the body. And it's a yantra, or a machine. So Krishna gives this understanding that we may not know exactly who we are. We have a body. It was born in a specific place, and if somebody asks me, how old are you, and I give them a numerical answer, we could rightly say, according to the Bhagavad Gita, that is an incorrect answer. And I might then argue with you and say, no, I know how old I am, and you could say, no, you really don't, because you're referring only to your body and not to yourself. And what does Krishna say about that in the Bhagavad Gita? And that is, the soul doesn't have a beginning. So you weren't born, and you know what that means. You don't die either. Whereas the body does have a beginning, there was a place where you came out of your mother's womb, and there's a date and a time, which maybe you still have recorded somewhere, and which you could report to, maybe say, an astrologer, and say, I was born at 12:10, 10 minutes after midnight, on such and such a date. And there would be some orientation to the material body. But for the soul, there's no birth. It only appears to take birth. So when we say you can remain yourself in Krishna consciousness, it has deeper implications. It's helpful to have a understanding that I may not know exactly who I am. So it's one of the first orientations of the Bhagavad Gita, is to understand there's something more to my existence than just this one lifetime or this body, which is constantly changing, hard to keep up with for everyone. And we are those entities that are never in decline, nor do we ever experience our ultimate demise. That's only in reference to the physical body. Having said that, in a practical way, one can live anywhere and practice Krishna consciousness, because it's not a matter of adjustment to various physical locations in the world, nor does it have to do with changing your culture. You can be from any culture and improve your consciousness, or come to what we call Krishna consciousness, which is an awareness of your relationship with your source, Krishna. And so one of the great poets who teaches about bhakti, which is a wonderful way to teach about a spiritual process, wrote many songs. His name's Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And this month we're celebrating Bhaktivinoda Thakur because it's the month during which, historically, he left this world. As he left, everyone noticed in the world that he left behind him over 100 books. And he also left thousands of songs, each one of them perfectly arranged to uplift the soul by the words, by the tunes that he wrote. And during this month, we're remembering many of the statements that he gave us to encourage us on the path of bhakti. And one of them is, he wrote it in Bengali, but it translates as, it doesn't matter where you live. You can practice Krishna consciousness at home. And you may live in a city like, do we have any cities around here? Where? San Jose doesn't count. There's no there. Everybody knows that. San Francisco? Okay, it's a city. You can live in the city. You can live in the suburbs, which is a strange place. It's not the city and it's not the country. It's suburban. So there you could practice Krishna consciousness? Yes? Yes or yes? So then how about the country? That might be difficult. No? So country, what else is there? City, country, suburbs. All possible, right? Okay, let's get more refined. How about if you live in a house? That's not allowed. You can't practice Krishna consciousness in a house. Surely you can't, right? Yes? No? Okay, answer is yes. How about if you live in an apartment? What if it's too small? Still okay? How about if you live in the country in a yurt? Do you even know what a yurt is? Only 3 people know what a yurt is. It's a big tent. Semi-permanent tent. Can you become Krishna conscious? Can you develop your spiritual awareness of yourself and of your relationship with Krishna if you live in a yurt? Yes. What else did we miss? Where? Igloo. Okay, if you live in an igloo. Igloos are made apparently out of ice. And they're in obviously cooler climates. And they allow people to survive in those extreme conditions. Could you become fully aware of God in an igloo? Yes. Okay. Well, that's in concurrence with what Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings in one of his songs to encourage us. Because oftentimes we may think of our current circumstance and think, well, surely I cannot be a transcendentalist in this circumstance. Can you think of some complicated circumstance that you might find in yourself or one of your 52 cousins that might seem confounding, confusing, and hectic, and in which one might say, it's not possible for me because I live in such a situation? Can you think of such a situation? We'll just say in jail. Can you become a spiritually minded, elevated person in jail? Could you have a Merry Christmas in jail? Could you chant the names of God in jail? Could you read Bhagavad Gita in jail? Where else can you live in this world and find yourself a little in a different situation than many people live in? What? What? In a van. A van. You have to live in a van underneath overpass. Could you become Krishna conscious there? And now we have the phenomena of people who live in RVs all over Mountain View. We're seeing it everywhere. I don't know if they work at Google and just don't want to pay rent. That's my wife's theory. But whatever it may be, they're there. Could they become Krishna conscious there? Now, how about a houseboat? Okay, so this is the spirit, and it's important to remember this because we may feel dissuaded from practicing because we think, oh, I'm in an airplane right now, I can't practice. Or one might think, I'm in school, how could I possibly do this while I'm in school? But what the great teacher, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, says, the circumstance and the environment that you live in, although it may have a distinct effect on you, is no match for the power of the spiritual practice that you will take up. You'll be able to overcome any environment and rise to the occasion spiritually by taking up the practice. So what practice does he most recommend? Going back to the song that I'm alluding to, he mentions that the best way to stay connected to Krishna, God, our original source, and to purify one's consciousness is to repeat the names of God. You can do that individually by saying them out loud so you can hear it yourself, like Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. That you can do while you're walking down the street. Or if you want to sit in a special place in your home or in your garden or in your dormitory or in your RV, wherever you may be, and you might repeat the names of God. He says, Das Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that just by that repetition and an awareness of the sound vibration, listening to it very carefully, entering into that sound and the practice of listening to it will bring you to your original consciousness, called Krishna consciousness. The sound vibration immediately brings you into the presence of the Supreme. And therefore, he says, wherever you are, whatever situation you're in, make a plan so you can continue chanting the names of God, repeating the names of God. And another highly effective means of purifying any environment, including one's home or school or office, is to get together with others and then have what's called Samkirtan. Sam means together, and Kirtan means to bring up the fame of the Lord. In fact, somebody just sent me today a paragraph, which is a commentary on a writing of one of our acharyas, mentioning Yashoda. Yashoda, in the pastimes of Krishna, the Leela, is Krishna's mother. And the acharya said, Yashoda means one who gives fame. He said, whenever Yashoda appears anywhere, then there's no more sense that people want to criticize others, because her presence is so purifying, and because she's so famous and bringing out the fame of Krishna that it eclipses all of the differences that we might feel in our lives and the kinds of anxieties that we naturally feel. And what to speak of directly chanting the names of God in concert with others. So we've done this in various places. Has anybody experimented with this? Have you ever formed a group somewhere of, group means two or more people, and had an experience of call and response of chanting the names of Krishna in the Mahamantra? Of what places have you done it? Atlanta, where? At the temple, okay? Temple in Atlanta. Anybody else with some other variation? 2 weeks ago, where? Milpitas. Where was it? In a house? In a van? It was in a hall. In a hall. Okay, so we have a temple, we have a hall. Where else? In a park. You could do it in a park. Where else? Subway. Did he do it in the subway station or on the subway car? On the subway car. Did it work? Okay. Where else? On the streets. On the beach. In a yoga class. On school campus. On a hike. Houseboat? Done that. Sausalito, circa 1973. We went to a houseboat. So anywhere's okay, yes? In the redwoods. Okay. From the redwood forest to the something highway. Okay. So you don't have to have a particular place to worship. You can go anywhere. And you could chant the names of God, and immediately you're in direct contact with the Supreme, with Krishna. And from that contact, we become purified. We'll notice a universality, that is, we'll be able to feel the connectedness of all energies of the world, including all living beings. We may discover for ourselves in the chanting a sense of peace from feeling detached from our life situation, which may be troubling. Has anybody ever been in a situation where they felt troubled? It's fairly ubiquitous in the world, so don't feel bad. But if you repeat the names of God and you listen, then you'll notice that you rise above the sense of anxiety that you might have. It's called Vaikuntha, the place where there's no kuntha or anxiety. And that can only be experienced from the transcendental plane. So over 500 years ago, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is an incarnation of Krishna, came to the world and he taught that wherever you are, wherever you live, and wherever you go, you should repeat these names of God. And if you can come together in a group and chant them. For instance, I noticed in Burlingame they have a new plaza there they built. Have you seen that? And I saw there's a board up and it's saying what the events are for many different programs. I think somebody should look into it, because maybe we could have a hootenanny down there and have the chanting of the holy names in Burlingame downtown. It used to be a post office, and then they developed an office building, and there's a wide expanse of park-like territory down there, with a lot of benches and stuff. It reminds me a little bit of Lytton Plaza. Has anybody been there? It's kind of famous. Yeah. So maybe Burlingame, if somebody wants to go and check out the ordinances and see if we could get a spot there. Where's Shamalangi? She's online. She's listening carefully. So what I thought we could do is an experiment, since we're all together now, but chanting the Mahamantra together here. And we can remember. Oh, there she is. Is that her? Okay. Shamalangi, Burlingame. Check it out.
Yes, thank you. Noted.
So, if nobody has any objections, let's enter into the transcendental realm, even though we're sitting somewhere on a planet. It's a beautiful little planet with rivers and hills and oceans, lots of jewels, animals, varied animals. And everyone on the planet gets benefit when you chant the transcendental vibration. It goes out from here and it goes around the planet. And for those who are in direct proximity to the chanting, there's an upliftment that takes place from the inside out. And since it's highly recommended, let's try it. And we'll start with a few introductory prayers. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Premanande, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki, Shri Harinam Mantra ki, Shri Harinam Prabhu ki, Gaur Premanande. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. So one of the meanings of yoga is alignment. It means much more than that, especially in the context of bhakti. But if we think about being out of alignment, there are machines, for instance. I was once driving home from the St. Louis airport to the center, the ISKCON Center in St. Louis, and because our temple president was thrifty, most thrifty person I ever met. He had purchased us a car that had not been maintained and was quite old. And as we were driving back, the car caught on fire. And what was the cause of that fire? It was, well, due to poor maintenance, but it was friction. And there's a word, dukkha, which means that, well, it's generally translated as misery. But what it really means is to be out of alignment. Dukkha. Ka means space. Dukkha. We say in California, I'm in bad space, man. Or sukha means I'm in a good space. But what it refers to is being out of alignment and then feeling friction because of that. That's simple enough, right? For instance, if an axle is bent and it's not aligned properly with whatever it goes into, don't ask me because I'm not a mechanic, but sooner or later there'll be friction, there'll be heat, there'll be a fire, there'll be extra expenses, there'll be insurance claims that the deductible, you might as well not make a claim because the deductible's, so high anyway. But to speak of, could cause an accident, you could even die from being out of alignment. And so there's a way in which the idea of the life of Krishna consciousness, of practicing bhakti yoga, is to come into alignment with our spiritual purpose in life. That solves the problem. It really does. You can't solve it any other way, because any adjustment in the material world ultimately doesn't solve the main problem, which is that we have a nature which is defined in several ways, but I'll mention three of them because they'll be instantly recognizable by you, and there are ways in which you may instantly feel aligned with Krishna. The first one is gratitude. Gratitude, by its very nature, indicates that we come from a divine source that's personal. This makes a big difference because ultimately we all pine for a loving relationship. This is a tenet of the philosophy of yoga, or bhakti yoga in particular. And when we have gratitude, we can only trace it back to a person. Now, interestingly, if we practice gratitude, we'll also start to think of a personal source. And here's how that works. You can't have gratitude for an impersonal force because there was no intention behind it. Impersonal forces don't have intentions, and oftentimes people approaching this subject will say something like, I prayed to the universe for a Volkswagen, red, electric, or white, electric, whatever it may be. And guess what's parked outside? I got a Volkswagen. The universe heard me. Yeah, which part of the universe, Larry? If you delve into that statement, which is quite common, I read it somewhere online today. Someone said something about the universe gave me such and such. Was it the sand on the oceans? Or was it the air that gave you your car? It's indicative of an idea that there's an intention behind the universe. And this is altogether satisfying. In fact, the idea that the world's random leads to suicidal thoughts, that there's nobody out there to hear me, nothing matters anyway, there's no truth, there's no solidification of philosophy that leads to a perfect understanding of something. That can leave one adrift in the world. And there are many people who embrace that philosophy out of cynicism or feelings of being defeated because they feel that there's so many incomplete philosophies, one could never come to a definite understanding of the truth. What to speak of embrace it or live in it. But the Vedas say otherwise. So, by the way, do other philosophers like Plato, Socrates, and Aristotle. They argue with those who would opine that there's no purpose to life, that there is, you just haven't gone far enough. And so one of the means by which we can come closer or immediately closer and feel a connection to Krishna is through gratitude. Example from Bhagavad Gita. Raso ham apsukonteya. This is a statement that Krishna makes in the 7th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. And he said, simple alignment. When you drink water, which I'm thinking about doing right now because I brought it up, power of suggestion, I see the glass right there. I'm about to reach for it, but I'm thinking I have to finish the sentence. And he says, Raso aham, I am the taste in water. Raso aham apsu konteya. He tells Arjuna, he said, I'm the taste in water. So Prabhupada gives an explanation there of how one might taste water and then think, Krishna is so kind, he gave me this water. Have you ever been thirsty and then somebody offered you a magazine and then you thought, I can't read it right now because I'm too thirsty? When you're thirsty, nothing else but water will do, right? And so there's a way in which when one drinks water, one feels this fulfillment. Naturally, one feels revived by the water. If one thinks, oh yes, I'm grateful because Krishna has given me this water. He is the water. He's provided this specifically to quench my thirst. And philosophically speaking also, it's an interesting point that when there's thirst, there must be its counterpart to fulfill it. So similarly, subpoint, if we have a desire to know the truth, it must be out there somewhere. Otherwise, how could we even imagine it? So gratitude is an entryway into bhakti that anyone can practice at any moment. And if you practice theistic gratitude, which means you start to notice the design of the world and the advantages that you have. For instance, if you think even of the physical apparatus of the body that you've been given and how it works for you all day long without asking much in return, right? Has your heart ever demanded anything from you? Yeah? Did it send you a letter or email or something like that? So, being grateful for the advantages that we've been given in this world, light, air. Anybody have anything against air? No? Light is good. Have you ever been in a blackout before? Did you try to turn the switch on and the light didn't come on? And did you do it three or four more times, even though it wouldn't come on? Yeah. We take things for granted. But if we think that these elements that we've been afforded, and what to speak of the body and the senses, we're able to interact with the world, these are special gifts that we've been given. Gratitude, gateway. Next one is service. This is amazingly effective. In all circumstances, we feel a little bit out of alignment with the world until we think, how can I do good for others? How can I perform an activity which will improve somebody else's standing in the world or make the world a better place for other people? For instance, always leave a place cleaner than you found it. Did your mother or father ever instill that ethos within you in your life? Somebody say yes. You're just not. Okay. And then, do you ever follow it? Have you ever done it when nobody else is watching? How did it make you feel?
Yes.
Just good? Satisfied. Interesting. You might do something out of a sense of service, even if nobody's apparently watching, and there's a result. There's a sense, a universal sense that if I do something beneficial for somebody else, this is an act of service. I voluntarily do it. I do it because it's the right thing to do. I leave the place cleaner than there was like if you're on an airline, you go in those cramped up little bathrooms there. I mean, they don't make them any smaller. They keep making them smaller every year. They keep thinking, like, if we could take a few more inches off that, we get one more seat on here. And if you're there and you think, okay, somebody else is going to come in after me. I don't know who it is, but I'm going to clean the counter a little bit, make sure it looks nice. Partly because you don't want people to think that you're a slob. But maybe it's a sense of duty, sense of there's other people on the planet. They have that in Japan a lot. People are very aware of the environment. They try not to sit down in a chair and then spread out. Have you ever seen that? You go into an airport, there's 50 seats and only 20 of them are occupied, but there's no more because everyone puts all their luggage and it's like, yeah, see this from here down is all mine. And that's what people do all over the world. It's like, see all this? That's all mine. And the water here up that demarcation, no-fly zone. You can't go there. People have a sense of possession of everything, trying to hold on. But who's remembered in history? Those who are generous, those who thought of how to serve others. They came up with schemes to serve the most people. Even in business parlance, people talk about, well, if you want to have a successful business, you think, how can I serve the most people? Of course, they're thinking of the bottom line, but take that the next step and think, what would it feel like to just do service for service sake? Just take a day out, or even one act where you go forward and you try to serve somebody without them even knowing it. Random acts of kindness, right? Say yes. Bumper sticker. There. It's universal. People think of that all the time. It sounds metaphysical, and it is. Because where does that come from? It comes from ourselves. It's our nature to want to do service for service with no fetters, no strings attached. And when we do that, savai pumsam paro dharmo yato, this is a formula, savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhaktiradhoksije, ahaitu ki apratiyata, means when you do service where there's no strings attached, you're doing service for service. Even above duty, you're thinking like, this is not just the right thing to do, this is relishable. Then you feel happy. And if you're able to do that all the time without getting it interrupted constantly, then this is the algorithm through which we naturally feel happy and you feel aligned right away. So the first one's gratitude, second one's service, third is compassion. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Atma pam yena sarvatra samam pashiti Arjuna Sukham va yadivadukam sa yogi paramo mataha. I learned that in Vancouver, driving from one place to the next. Still remember learning that verse and being so impressed by it. And still, every time I say it, I think this is one of the foundational verses or declarations by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita that shows us the path. So what he says here is the highest form of action in this world, which he calls yoga, and those who do it, they're aligned, perfectly aligned, is when you think of others in the same way as you think of yourself. In the suburbs, everyone thinks only of themselves. They have up to the sidewalk, that's my stuff. Over there, who cares what happens? Let the raccoons eat all your garden. Over here, as long as I'm okay, everything's fine. But he says, if you think in terms of the suffering of others and it concerns you, you have empathy, means you have feeling for what's going on with others. That's how you see the world, as other people are suffering or other people have a false sense of happiness, and you want to help rectify that. This is what Krishna says is the highest form of yoga, is to act according to the impulses of compassion that you have in your heart. These are three central themes of the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam that anybody can practice in everyday life. You just have to write them down and begin the practice of number 1, number 2, and number 3. Okay, tell you what else I got for you here today. Your heart follows your intention. Where attention goes, that's not it. I changed it. Where attention goes, affection grows. Now, there's a way in which everyone has a sense that they want to attach themselves somewhere because it's the nature of the soul to be attached. Very much contrary to many of the errant philosophies of the world where people say, no, kill feeling, kill affection. Because it leads to suffering. And this is a mistake. And Krishna points that out in the Bhagavad Gita, Vita, Raga, Bhaya, Krodha. He says, don't get pulled into this philosophy that you should kill affection. He said, because that's the nature of the self, of the Atma, is to love. Now, what do we love? Whatever we look at. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Jayato Vishayam Pumsam Sangas Teshu Bhajayate. Sangat Sanjayate Kamat, Kamat Krodo Bhajayate. There's a way in which Sanjayate, it develops. The sense of attachment we have for anything in this world depends on what we contemplate, what we meditate on, what we put in front of us, what we surround ourselves with. Dhyayato comes from dhi, to absorb our minds in something. And our minds are always absorbed in something. It can be random, which is called scrolling. If you look at random images, you'll go from one to the next. You'll be interested for 5 seconds. And then there's no, something else, something else, something else. But yoga means to fix your attention on the ultimate object of meditation. And the claim is, when you develop affection there, then you'll have a natural affection for all beings everywhere. And that's the highest state of consciousness, which is called Krishna consciousness. You love your source. You're understanding that all energies of the world come from that divine source. You're in harmony with everything and all situations because you've brought your attention to the ultimate object of meditation. So, a simple way in the process of bhakti yoga to develop natural affection for Krishna is to make sure that you're always with Krishna and you can see Krishna. That's why we have pictures of Krishna here. Did anybody notice? When? When did you notice? You sure? Because after a while you just walk in and you're just like, but if you actually notice these pictures, we were just reading last night, my wife and I, about when Prabhupada produced the Krishna book, circa 1968. He wanted 50 original paintings. Where are you going to get 50 original oil paintings? It's not a rhetorical question, I'm asking right now. If you wanted 50 original, no AI, 50 original oil paintings, where would you get it? Within 12 months. Huh? You're an artist, right? We'd have to we'd ask you, any other artists in here? Raise your hands, because you might get some employment here. Okay, 2, 3. And we'd gather you all together, 4. And what if we put you in a room and said, we need 50 original oil paintings of Krishna, and they have to align with the pastimes in the Srimad Bhagavatam. That's exactly what Prabhupada did. And as described in the narration about that period of time, the artist felt wholly unqualified, and they said so. And Prabhupada said, you pray. And they would ask him questions about does Brahma have 4 heads? Are they lined up like this? Are they in a circle? How does Krishna dress? How does he wear his clothes? Etc., etc. Prabhupada wanted that everyone would be able to see Krishna and see the images of the spiritual world. It had never been done before. There were some very static pictures, Gita Press, maybe they had a simple line drawing image of Krishna with a flute and maybe a cow, which is beautiful and nice, and it can stimulate pure love for God in your heart. But the full-blown art of the spiritual world, Prabhupada wanted everyone to be able to see that. Why? Because where your attention goes, you're... Right. I mean, I remember the first time I saw the Krishna book, I looked at the pictures. I was going through every day. It's like, oh my God, oh my God. And same with the Bhagavad Gita. And this Krishna conscious movement is personal, and it's also a campaign so that people can come out of darkness and see the form of Krishna in the spiritual world, along with all of his associates. And this is a principle that we follow in the Krishna consciousness movement. That's why we go door to door. Vijay Prabhu goes to Burlingame. Thank you for coming to our hometown and being a presence there. Yay! This is why we introduce to people door to door. We set up stands and we say, here's Krishna, have a look. Because if their attention goes there, naturally their affection will go there as well. It will grow, and they'll be able to connect with Krishna. Then they'll be happy. On the other hand, as the Sri Ishopanishad says, Anyadevahur, Anyarahur, means that there are 2 different things you can meditate on, 2 categories. One is God, and the other is not God. And is the result the same? Quiz, pop quiz. No chorus of no's. Okay, so no, difference. So that's important to recognize. Where we place our attention is highly consequential. And if you know the science of Krishna consciousness, you know one thing, it's very simple. If you look at Krishna, if you see Krishna, if you hear about Krishna, then naturally your affection for Krishna will develop, because it doesn't come from an unnatural source. It's already there. It just needs to be reawakened. And if you look at something that's not Krishna, let's see what might happen. Maybe when you unfurl the flag of your country, tears might come to your eyes. You unfurl the flag of your country. Let's say which country it might be. Let's say Brazil. Because we just saw it at Times Square. We were in Times Square. And bless their hearts, the Brazilians. They unfurled the largest flag ever unfurled in Times Square, and they stood under it and they wept, because it was their alma mater. That's their homeland. And people on the 4th of July, they would stand up and they would sing songs to remember how warlike America is. Although they may not recognize the lyrics, but the ramparts, we watched bombs going off and so forth. That's the song. And they may feel, oh, I'm an American, and so forth. And this is asambhavat. It means it's not really God. It's just a figment of our imagination. It's something we've made up, some false designation. And so the simplicity of Krishna consciousness is we already have what it takes. You don't have to become someone else. You don't have to change your style. You don't have to change your dwelling, your clothes, your hair, everything can stay the same. All you have to do is change where you place your attention. And if you put your attention on Krishna, then you'll naturally develop affection for Krishna. And when you do that, then you'll be satisfied. And if you don't do that, then you'll always be wanting, because there's nothing else besides Krishna that can satisfy the soul. Can you handle one more point? Actually, I think that's enough. We'll just leave it at that. Do you have any reflections? Anything I said so far that's stuck in your mind? That you're taking away with you? That somebody stops you out in the parking lot, says, what'd that guy say in there? The one thing that you'd say, yes.
I had a question.
Okay.
Could you elaborate on the compassion as propounded by Lord Chaitanya?
Compassion as elaborated by Lord Chaitanya?
As propounded or
by
guided
Lord
us,
Chaitanya?
yeah.
Well, as is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam by Karabhajana Muni, Tyaktva sadusyaja surepsitra raja lakshmin dharmishta aryavajasa yadagararanyam. Speaking about Lord Chaitanya, Karabhajana Muni, you'll find this in the 11th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, says, Krishna came as Lord Chaitanya, but he had an especially compassionate heart because he's the combination of Radha and Krishna. Radharani is always concerned with bringing the devotees closer to Krishna. It's her eternal occupation because she wants to increase Krishna's happiness. And when Krishna comes in this unique way, which is the combination of Radha and Krishna, then he has a special impetus, which is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Deyam Sada, Naktyaktva Sadusya Jasarepshita, which means that he showed by example that he left behind his homeland, which was Navadvip, where he's a great hero, where everyone swooned when they saw him, where they saw his beauty and they thought there's nothing more beautiful than seeing Nimai Pandit. But he walked away from all that. Why? Because he had this sense that I must go out in the world and give Krishna consciousness to all souls. Otherwise, who's going to do it? That's why he came. And it's mentioned, Mayamragam dayichitam anbadavad, that he actually chased after the souls. He went here, there, and everywhere to find those who he could teach Krishna consciousness to so they could take it up. So he showed in a very practical way that you should take some trouble upon yourself. This is the exhibition of compassion, to make sure that other people get aligned with Krishna. So, as an example, he went for several years to South India, and he traveled in a simple way, just barefoot, walking from one place to the next, and he would go to villages. Travel is difficult. You know the word travel comes from the word travail? Did you know it or not? Did you know where the word travail comes from? It comes from a word that means an instrument of torture. It's hard to travel. When you travel, you get what you get. When you're home, you get mostly what you want. And so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he took it upon himself to travel and not have any place particularly to stay, simply to give people the opportunity to get realigned with Krishna. And he taught them the simple process of chanting, just like we've done here. So this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's exhibition, which he said we could all follow, as he told several of those who met him in South India, that do the same thing. You don't have to travel. You stay in your own village and you help people come together, chant the names of God, and feel that connection. That's real compassion. It's mentioned also in the Srimad Bhagavatam that this is a way of worshiping God. It's mentioned by Shukadeva Goswami when he saw in the pastime in the churning the ocean of milk that Lord Shiva, seeing that the world was in peril because the first thing that came out of the churning was poison. Any project you start, I know there's storming, forming, norming. I think they left out the part about the hala hala poison. Comes out first when you start a project. And he saw that the universe was in peril, and so with his great power, he took that whole ocean, he quaffed it, held it in his throat. That's why he's Nilakanta. And there, Shukadeva Goswami says, Tapyante lokatapena sarava prayasojana parama aradanam taddi purushasyaki. He says the highest way of worshiping the Supreme, who's all-pervading, who's within everyone's heart, is to take some trouble upon yourself in order to bring people to the highest level of alignment in their lives. Tapyante means austerity, tapas. The greatest tapas is not going by yourself to the mountains and sitting in a cave. It's going out and taking the trouble of meeting people and giving them an opportunity for realignment with Krishna. Tapyante lokatapena. Loka means all the people of the world. Tapena. If you do that for them, if you're an instrument, you use your tapasya to help them, then parama means the supreme. Aradanam, means of worship. Parama aradanam means the highest way of worshiping others is when you feel a twinge in your heart that, oh, why should other people suffer when I have medicine to give them? And then you go out of your way, because it's hard to go out of your way, isn't it? And you offer people the opportunity to take part in the aligning features of Krishna consciousness. Even if they don't feel like it at the time, they may change their minds once they hear it. For instance, sometimes people will be slightly disturbed if they hear chanting. But then when they come close and they feel the spirit of it, they might feel uplifted by it, and next thing they know, they might also be singing and appreciating the fact that it's a transcendental vibration. So going out, taking the opportunity to give it to other people. And that's not so easy because we have to be very gentle with people because life is hard, people are suffering, and we shouldn't be condescending. We should be very careful to make sure people are satisfied with whatever interactions we make. Bedside manner, just like a good doctor. So this was the mode that our founder Acharya was in when he took the trouble to come at an advanced age, 69 years old, to come to a foreign land and stay in a rather inhospitable city, New York City. Sorry, New Yorkers, but I mean, it was freezing cold during that winter, coldest winter they ever had. There was blackouts, and probably really didn't have a decent place to stay. But he was there out of a sense of, I should share this, so other people get the benefit of it. So if we take that kind of trouble, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that that's the highest method of worshipping. Yayidam paramam guyam mad bhakteshvabidasyati. Bhaktim mayi param kritva mami vaishesha samshayaha. He says if you do this, if you take this lifestyle of compassion, that's what Krishna is saying in the Bhagavad Gita, to give other people the advantage of coming in contact with transcendental knowledge. He says, there's nobody dearer to me in this world, and I guarantee that that kind of practice will bring you to the perfection of the practice of bhakti yoga. And then he says at the end, such a person who dedicates his or her life to this compassionate way of living, of affording other people the opportunity to come in contact with Krishna consciousness, particularly talking about the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita, that person is guaranteed to come back to my supreme abode. So all of you out there who are doing this in one way or another are very dear to Krishna. And not the least of which is sitting in a room that's not air conditioned today. coming all the way here to chant Hare Krishna. Don't worry, we're going to fix it soon. Are you all okay till I mentioned it? Okay. All right. Okay, any other points? Kanka has a point, and then Bhakti and Vicky has a point.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for this, such a nice class. And welcome home.
Thank you.
I'm still laughing about the cat being on your foot.
Oh, yeah.
In Italy, the cat purring on your foot in the middle of the night in Italy. But I just wanted to really emphasize how important it is, those three things that you said. Gratitude and service and compassion. How important it is. It's so wonderful that you have emphasized this.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, you certainly exhibit those in your life, and thank you for being such an example through over 6 decades.
I'm pretty old, huh?
Hare Krishna. Okay. Bhakti and Vicky.
Oh, my grandson said, "Grandma, I'm 31 now. You must feel really old." And I said, "What do you mean? I'm eternally youthful."
That's true. Bhakti and Vicky?
Oh. Is there only one microphone?
Yeah, we're down to one. We melted the other ones down to get money for books.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
I was thinking about the point you made that you can practice Krishna consciousness anywhere in any condition. And this is not my story to tell, so I pray I don't cheapen it. My roommate, Kama Manjri, who's sitting over here, she makes the vases for Srila Prabhupada every week, despite her busy schedule. And she comes from a temple in Kiev, in Ukraine, where she served Sri Sri Radha Govinda for many decades. And she had to leave because of the war. But she tells me stories of the devotees who refused to leave Sri Sri Radha Govinda, despite the fact that they have to go into the bomb shelter every 3 days. And I'll just share one story from Janmashtami when they went into the bomb shelter to celebrate Janmashtami. And she said that it was like they were in a jail cell, just like when Krishna was born. And I was thinking just how Prabhupada risked everything just so that we could practice Krishna consciousness in any situation.
Well, I was going to try out. We have around 3 minutes left, and I wanted to give you a little sample of a new raga we have. Anapayini Bhakti. She's somewhere. Okay, here she comes. You have the raga? Well, some of you heard it before we left for wherever we went. And we're bringing it around because it's important to have a song in your heart. And raga it's an amazing science, Krishna consciousness, about sound. But the sound is from the spiritual world. And in the spiritual world, there's raga, which means there's nuance in the music meant to bring out our emotion. So when you open the heart with raga and then you fill it up with the divine sounds of the names of God, then what you have there is a way to be instantly in touch with the feelings of the spiritual world. And so we only have even like 1.5 minutes now, but I wanted you just to hear this Darbari raga that we've been practicing a little bit, and you just get a little sample of it. We're not going to go to full-blown Kirtan right now. You'll have to come back later for that one. But I want you to hear this and just meditate, something you can walk away with. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Part two. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Darbari Raga, Hare Krishna mantra. Be grateful. Spread Krishna consciousness, be compassionate. Thank you very much, everybody. We'll see you back here on the dance floor. We're going to roll up everything, put away all the seats. We have a special wooden floor here, so it's springy. And that's for a reason, so you can dance. Everywhere Lord Chaitanya went in South India or anywhere in the world, when he saw deities, he began to dance. This is a way of opening your heart. Bhakti is very simple, but it's very deep. So take part. Never miss a chance to dance, okay? Say yes. Yes. Okay. Vajrakalpadrishya kripa sindhabe eva chapati tanam bhavanibhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaha. 1 minute, 32 seconds. We'll see you back. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hari Hari, Hari Hari, Baltimore. Unless you want to do Darbari. You want to do Darbari or Baltimore? Darbari? Really? You know the third part?
It's really high for me, so I think.
Let's wait till you bring it down. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Sri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarne. No, the other one. And we'll do Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshta Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Sri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. More. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivajagacharya Ashtottara Shata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivajagacharya Ashtottara Shata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakun Radhakun Giri Govardhan ki Shri Vrindavan Mathura Dham ki Shri Navadip Mayapur Dham ki Shri Jagannath Puri Dham ki Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi ki Gangamai Jamuna Mai ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Thai Gaur Premanande.
Hare Krishna. We'd like to dedicate today's Narasimha Arati prayers to His Grace Tirunakarta Prabhu, who is the dear friend of His Grace Vaisesika Prabhu, who left his body yesterday. So we like to request all the devotees to pray to Sri Sri Lakshmi Narasimha Mahaprabhu and Sri Sri Radha Madan Mohan, if they so desire, to protect him and have him a safe passage. Thank you for request. Thank you for considering the request. Hare Krishna.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Hiranyakashipu Rakshaha. Hiranyakashipu Rakshaha. Narasimha. Ito Narasimha Parato Narasimha. Yato yato yamitato Narasimha. Yato yato yamitato Narasimha. Maye Narasimha Hridaye Narasimha. Narasimha Hridaye Narasimha. Narasimha Mane Sarana Prapade. Narasimha Mane Sarana Prapade. तव कर कमल वरेनका अद्भुत श्रृंगार दलिता हिरण्यकशिपो तनुभृंगा केशवधृता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे Narasimha Jaya Pralamara Twalamara Twalamara Jaya Pralamara Nitai Gaura Hariva 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 Gaura Hariva Nitai Gaura Hariva 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 Gaura Hariva Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada सर्व विज्ञ विनाश लक्ष्मीनाथ नृसिंहदेव भगवान की भक्तराज प्रहलाद महाराज की जगत गुरु शिल प्रभुपाद की गुरु महाराज की निताय गौर प्रेमानंद
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. We welcome you all to the Sunday Feast Festival here at ISKCON of Silicon Valley on such a nice, sunny and beautiful day. Thank you for voting us with your feet and joining us tonight for a Sunday Feast Festival. So let's give a big round of applause to everyone who has joined us here. Hari 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 Bo. We'll also like to thank all our online viewers as well. So let's give them a big round of applause. Hari 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 Bo. We'd like to welcome back His Grace Vaisesika Prabhu and Her Grace Nirakula Mataji from their yatra to the East Coast, UK and Italy. So let's welcome them back. Hari 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 Bol! Hari Bol! We'd also like to thank His Grace Vaisesika Prabhu for bringing us the discourse for today's class and also leading us the Arati. So let's express our gratitude and thank him. Hari 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 Bo. We'll also like to thank Krishna Prabhu for leading a Narasimha Arati. Hari Bo. Anyone who is coming here for the first time or relatively new, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We have quite a few devotees. All right there. Thank you. We welcome you back, or we welcome you for the first time to the ISKCON of Silicon Valley. If you have any questions or if we could be of any assistance, please reach out to me. My name is Sri Gopal Das or Hanspriya Mataji. We'll be happy to assist you in any way we can. So let's chant one Maha Mantra to bring auspiciousness in their life. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we have quite a few sponsors for tonight's feast. We'd like to acknowledge them. First, we have birthdays. We have, as we know, in ISV, we do everything in bunches. We distribute books in bunches. Today, we have first birthday in bunches. So let's try to acknowledge all our sponsors and the first birthdays of little Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. So, Sharad Vihari Mukunda Prabhu and Priya Kishori is sponsoring for Sharanagati's first birthday. So, Haribo! Siddharth Prabhu and Vishaka Mataji are sponsoring on the first birthday of Dhruv, and also they are sponsoring on the occasion of their cousin's son's, let me see the name, Awaken's birthday as well. Haribo! Rick and Shri Mataji are sponsoring on the occasion of Yogi's first birthday. Haribol, are they here? Any one of you? I see Dhruv. No. Where is? Oh, Haribol. Hare Krishna. Who is? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Priya Kishori and Sharad Vihari for sponsoring Rick and Shri Mataji. And is Vishaka Mataji is here? Grandma is here. Yeah, that. Okay. Thank you all for sponsoring the feast. And it's such a nice occasion that we get to celebrate all these little Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis who are appearing in the ISV. They are not any ordinary souls. They are very, very special souls who are appearing in ISV. So we are very fortunate to actually celebrate their birthday here at ISV, and we like parents to say a few words.
You go ahead.
We'd like to thank everybody for all the devotees for their immense blessings and love upon all these children since before they came into this world. So if there's any good qualities or anything that you see in them that's worth appreciating and loving, it's only because of your blessings. And we seek your love upon us as well so that we can continue this journey and make them somehow successful in their material and spiritual life to always serve the Vaishnavas and Radha Madan Mohan. Thank you for considering our request.
Thank you all for, first of all, welcoming us to this community. We've been incredibly humbled by the reception that we've received since moving to the area, and so it's a huge blessing to have the opportunity to celebrate Yogi's first birthday with you all, alongside everyone standing up here and everyone inside, outside, everywhere. It's been wonderful. Thank you.
No, please have.
It's all right. Yeah.
Oh, no, they will say.
Oh.
Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your association. We feel so fortunate coming here, taking association of all of you, Vaisesika Maharaj and Nirukala Mataji. Because of your prayers and your mercy, we're feeling transformation of heart. Please bless him so that he can become a servant of Prabhupada's mission.
And please bless us as also so we can together as a family serve this community and serve the mission of Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much.
It's 3 babies. They were all born on the same day. So that's why they're triplets born to 3 different families. Thank you. Color.
Yeah, she likes it.
Thank you.
We have an anonymous sponsor for to celebrate Kama Manjari's birthday today. Is she here? She's outside. If you find her, please ask her to come here. And we'll, in the meanwhile, we'll announce another sponsors as well. Mohan Rao Keta Prabhu and his wife, Chamundeshwari Mataji, are sponsoring on the occasion of their daughter, Vedashri's birthday, and also Mohan Rao Keta Prabhu's birthday as well. Mohan Rao Keta Prabhu is always serving, so I believe he is outside at the Prasadam table, serving the Prasad. If you see him, please thank him for, wish him for his birthday, and also thank him for sponsoring today's feast. Hare Krishna. And the next sponsor is His Grace Divyananda Prabhu, is sponsoring in the memory of his mother's anniversary. She left her body couple of years back, and is requesting all the devotees to pray for her so that she is protected by the Mahaprabhu, Sriman Mahaprabhu, Radha Madan Mohan, and Shri Shri Lakshmi Narasimha. Thank you for considering the request. Hare Krishna. And we also have a very special sponsor. Aprameya is here. Ajinkya Prabhu, Aprameya. Aprameya is 7 years old, and he set up a lemonade stall, and he collected $40. Is that right, Aprameya? Yeah. And his father promised that he will match whatever he raised the money, Lakshmi, and his father matched, and then his company again matched the complete amount. And in effect, they are all sponsoring today's feast as well. Thank you, Aprameya, Ajinkya Prabhu. Hari Bol. Here. Would you like to say a few words? Okay, let me ask you, where did you get the lemons from?
I got the lemons from Niramya's house.
Whose house? Niranjan's house. I know that Venudhari.
Niramya.
Ramya's home. I know that Venudhari Prabhu also has some part of it. Did he sponsor or did he supply the lemons or something like that? But let's thank Venudhari Prabhu also for playing a part of it. Hari Hari Bol. Thank you. Kama Manjari Mataji is here. Please, Mataji. We wish you all a very, very happy birthday. We have a sponsorship on your behalf, on your birthday, an anonymous sponsorship. So thank you for being part of ISV. And we were very, very fortunate to have you here. Thank you. Would you like to say a few words?
She also makes all those vases. Kama Manjari is actually from Kiev, and she moved here a few years ago. And apparently, you see the Prabhupada vases. All the vases are done by her every Friday. And she's also here on the festivals making vases till late evening. So thank you for all your wonderful service. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, everyone, for your association in Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
We'll also like to welcome Rasika Mataji's parents and also Sundaranand Mata, Prabhu's Mataji. Hari Bol. Thank you. Hari Hari Bol. And that's Rasika Mataji's mother, and father Is he here or is outside? Sorry, sir. Thank you, Mataji, for visiting us and giving your association. Hare Krishna. Now we would like to announce, okay, Sukeshwari Mataji has some announcements to make.
Hare Krishna. Bhagavad Seva Project is actually launching their academic classes for this year. So we will have, these are going to be, they have always been fantastic for the last 5 years that we've done. If you wish to enroll your children into these academic classes, please make sure that, I'll be sending it out in the ISV General. The first part is going to be the screening. So we will screen your child, and depending on the level the child is, doesn't matter what grade the child is going to at school, their math and language arts will be based on that. So if you're interested in screening, getting your child screened, please, you can of course approach me. I'll be outside. But I'll be sending this out in ISV General. And then please, the QR code, when you scan, you'll get a form to fill in to make sure that you can actually get enrolled, first register for the screening. And then from there we go on. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Now, Bhakti and Arnav will announce the cooks for tonight's feast.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Today's cook team was led by Neela Chalachandra Mataji and Hari Kirtan Prabhu. And they were helped by Radhika Prema Mataji, Mahendra Prabhu, Prati Mataji, Archana Mataji, Surya Kand Prabhu, Dhriti, Nitai Kirtan Prabhu, Srinivas Prabhu, Anuka Mataji, Promith Prabhu, Ritvik, Sham Brakth Prabhu, and Akash Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
We have a cake cutting for all our birthdays for today. So please, if you can join in the parking lot. Hare Krishna. But now we will have a Prasad Sevya prayers.
Sharira Vidyaja Jorindriya Tarika Jive Fele Vishaya Sagare Dharmaya Jivayati Lobhamaya Sudhumati Take Jita Katina Samsare Krishna Varadayama Hari Vare Jivaja Swaprasada Nadilobha Seyanamritapa Radha Krishna Gunaga Premirako Shri Chaitanya Nita Premirako Shri Chaitanya Nita Mahaprasade Govinde Nama Brahmane Vaishnava Swapa Punyavatam Rajan Vishwasa Nivajayate Prasade Sarva Dukhana Manirasya Pajayate Prasanna Chitta Sayasu Buddhi Parya Vitishite Tvayopa Bhukta Shaganda Vasulankara Chachita Uchista Bhojina Dasa Stavamayam Jayamahi Shuksham Parishitam Vapi Hitam Vaduradeshata Prapti Matrena Bhokavyam Natra Kala Vicharana Nadesha Niyamastatra Nakala Niyamastata Prapta Mananditam Shishta Bhoktavyam Harirabhari Bhagavad Shri Mahaprasad Ki Kai Gaur Premanandi. Please come take Prasadam.
We'll also like to welcome Her Grace Aparupa Radhika Mataji and Shubhaprata Prabhu. They are visiting from ISKCON. Haribo. Also, I